winning in dramatic fashion here Friday night over Mount St. Mary's, and then going up to Poughkeepsie and dropping a tough one to a pretty surprising Marist team early on here during the season. As we're underway in Riverdale, first shot off the mark. It'll stay this end of the floor for the Jaspers.
Quick shot to start off the ball game. We talked about Bender. Again, he's never seen a shot he doesn't think he can make. A little off to start off the ball game. However, I'd like the Jaspers controlling tempo. I think that's big for both teams in this basketball game.
Well, Bender had a great one last time out against Marist. 18 points against the Red Foxes last Sunday. Strong drive and take here from the aforementioned Bender. And the rebound comes down to Joe Munden Jr. for FDU.
Now this FDU team, very explosive, Eddie O. And when I talk about explosive, that's one of the best compliments you can give a player or a team. Any of these five guys can give you 20 on a given night.
Leads the Northeast Conference in scoring to the Knights at over 83 points a game. All five starters score in double figures. They're a fun offensive team to watch. Shot clock winding down. Tough shot rattles home. One of the heroes from last March. That's Sean Moore.
Again, Sean Moore is one of those guys who plays downhill also. He wants to keep the pace fast.
Manhattan starting lineup. You can see some similar names in the backcourt of Jaded Winston, Bender, Seydou Traore. Briggs McLean getting the start tonight. And something that we'll notice along with Perry Cowan, a smaller Manhattan lineup, Chris, playing four guards as they'll be without for the next 7 to 10 days, Daniel Ruzon.
Again, that's a loss to Jaspers. Definitely, when you look at the balance on their team, most college teams nowadays love to shoot the three. Everybody goes up and down. But one of the beautiful things about this Jasper team, they will put it in the post, and not having Daniel on the floor does hurt.
He has been a key, no doubt, this season as the transfer from Weber State. There's Jack Castleberry. His second year with the Knights, his first year atop the program, was a longtime assistant and, quite frankly, friend of former coach Tobin Anderson, who's now, by the way, the head coach at Iona, Manhattan's rival. A lot of similarities and connections in this one.
No question about it. When you talk about FDU, you think of Iona, you think of Stack. It's a lot of similarities, and these guys are a family.
Strong drive to the lane and a finish. That's Joel Emanuel, the sophomore from Suffern.
And Joel has come a long way from his freshman year. He's much more aggressive, looking to score the basketball. He can be up and down, but more so to start off the season, he's been up.
14 points in their last game, a win over NJIT, including the game-winning layup. Three is good. There's Shaquille Bender, who gets his scoring started.
And you know he's going to get it going. And like I said earlier, he's the type of player in a game like this, he can come off. He likes to play fast. If he gets going, he's tough to stop.
He started the last 3 games for the Jaspers team, averaging over 13 points per game in those 3 games. Beautiful move down low and a big-time block. That's Traore coming from the weak side, telling Devontae Jameson no thank you. And now Traore back the other end. One try, couldn't get it to fall. Emanuel the rebound.
Good possession by Seydou with the big-time block, and I like the push.
Pull up in transition. That one short for Munden. And Bender pulls down the rebound.
So important for the Jaspers not to get caught up in that fast pace, Eddie O. Love Coach Gal saying slow down the tempo.
Yeah, this FDU team plays at the 11th fastest tempo in Division I. That's a good sign for Jaspers fans. Briggs McLean with the jumper.
Briggs, the bearded lefty, again, going to get additional minutes. He comes in understanding the system, knowing what Coach Gal wants, so you like what he brings to the table.
Yeah, you know, big beard, smooth lefty shot. I think we've seen that from other players maybe at the next level.
This guy right here is the new bearded lefty at Manhattan College.
A whistle here with Manhattan leading 5-4. Haru Blygen will check in for FDU along with Braden Reynolds.
And there's not much drop-off when FDU goes to their second unit.
It'll be inbounded again, still 20 to shoot. Mentioned how many points FDU puts up, the tempo they play at, and they're also an incredibly efficient offensive team as well. Not just from beyond the arc, but really when they get out and run, they can score with anyone. That 3 rattles home. That's Devontae Jameson.
A.K.A. the Bullet. Nice set play, knocks down the three ball. You talked about the efficiency. Again, they ran that play to perfection.
Here's Traore. That's a great look ahead from Winston.
Love the way attack the pressure. Again, you want to attack. If you don't have it, bring it out. But again, you want Seydoux to be very aggressive when he gets it that low.
No, Winston a bit too aggressive on that screen and roll defense and whistled for the foul.
Early on, I like the pace of the game for both teams, Eddie. Again, obviously FDU wants it up and down. However, Manhattan right now taking advantage of opportunities when they're there and slowing it down, not getting too excited.
See that spread look, FDU with players that can handle, can pass, can shoot all over the floor, but they turn it over here. Jamison and Reynolds not on the same page, and 7-7 in the early going with John Gallagher's Jaspers getting it back.
And Eddie, the best way to disrupt any type of offense is ball pressure, and that's what you just saw in that last possession.
McClain, pocket picked in the backcourt. Jamison took it away, gives FDU the lead.
Oh, that's great defense. Just talked about ball pressure. Again, anytime ball pressure is put on them, you got to be able to attack.
And then back the other way. Cowan able to finish as these two teams trade buckets.
Jasper's attacking that pressure there again.
Pull up, three, wing. That one rattles home. Ansley Almanor.
Plays at his own pace. Used the jab step, created some space.
Oh, the players go diving to the floor. Winston able to keep possession. Here's McClain after the scrum. Off the side rim, offensive rebound, Bender. Winston thought at that shot.
Yes, indeed. Once again, Coach Gal, slow it down. Don't get caught up in that pace.
Bender hesitation. McClain, Cowan, quick pull and a shot off the front of the rim. And Traore, good activity on the offensive glass. Winston triple. Manhattan can't buy one that time down the floor. Good hustle, but coming up empty.
Excellent opportunities. They got some good looks there.
Jamison tries to split the double team. Can't do it. We dive to the floor again. And this alternate possession will take us to the media timeout. Manhattan team that is continuing to come along under
If
John
you're
Gallagher.
a Jasper fan, you have to love this. They're developing and putting different units on the floor, understanding how to play with each other. And the second one, keep teams off balance. You're going to see switching defenses. You're going to see some zone. You'll see some man-to-man and maybe a jump once in a while.
Yeah, when they lost Brett Rumpel earlier this year against UConn, they had to switch their identity defensively. And tonight we'll probably have to do that again without the services, at least for this evening, of Daniel Ruzon. All that means is we get a good basketball game.
No question about it. Never fails when we are together.
No, it didn't fail last Friday when Manhattan won on that just dramatic buzzer beater from Rokas Josic. Let's see what we have in store tonight. Here's Moore. Manhattan has done a nice job in early defense so far this evening. Terrence Brown, kick out Moore, return it. He'll get inside. Nice move. Good take. Couldn't finish. Traore the rebound.
Beautiful box out there. Jasper's doing a great job on the glass.
Diagonal look for Bender. Pull up three. That's good, and we're tied.
Bender in transition. 3 best times to shoot the 3. Inside out. Scramble situation and transition.
If you're John Gallagher, you have to love the way the Jaspers are sharing the basketball here in the early going.
They understand what it takes, and Coach Gal has done a really good job putting his stamp on this team early.
Here's Moore. Step back, tough shot, rebound, Bender. Winston going to use a couple of screens, return it over to Traore. His step back 3, too strong, and the rebound down low to Moore.
Even off the miss, I like that shot for Seydoux.
Sean Moore, the NEC's leading rebounder, even though he's only 6'5" and 189. Good-looking move back the other way. Haru Bligent.
That's a tough move. Again, off the bench, second unit, guys who still can get it done.
And another name that resonates from last March as well. This night squad only lost 2 key contributors from that squad. Whistle on this end of the floor with 12:49 to go in the first.
Those guys were big contributors also.
Yeah, they were. Dimitri Roberts and Grant Singleton. So good. They were great from beyond the arc in that run last year. So far, Manhattan has been pretty good from beyond the arc tonight.
In transition defense, going backwards, Bender understands that. He steps right into that 3 ball. As a shooter, you love that opportunity.
That's just a great look, too, when you're a righty, especially receiving that pass diagonal. You can kind of see the whole thing develop.
Again, coaches, when they're teaching you that ball goes out of bounds, lost on the dribble, when they're teaching that three-point shot or any type of shot, they tell you to 1-2 into your shot. And if you're in transition, that's an excellent opportunity with the defense retreating.
But despite the three from Bender, an early 2-point Knights lead. 3, wing, at front of the rim for Jamison. Offensive rebound, Emmanuel. His putback is good.
And that's where he's been so effective, aggressive on the glass.
Joel Emmanuel, so active for the 6'6 sophomore. 4-point FDU lead, and a whistle in the front court. It'll be a foul on Jameel Morris.
Like that matchup a lot. Speed on speed. Rebounding is so important. Again, you can't allow offensive rebounds. Love that he used the rim as a shield.
Emmanuel, one of those 5 Knights averaging in double figures. Led by Almanor, but, man, they are a deep and talented team. Great backdoor look. McLean finding Josic. Tough shot down low. Bothered by Emmanuel, who pulls down the rebound.
That was a beautiful pass and catch.
Jamison lost it. Strong drive. There is Morris, and it's an 18-12 FDU lead.
Again, Morris so quick off the bounce, straight to the cup.
You're seeing FDU do what they do, and that is get to the rim. They pressure here. Zinyi Lee, jump stop down low, wave it away, offensive foul.
Eddie, that's
6%. They're shooting 57% so far tonight, but we've talked about last week and now tonight a Manhattan team that's gone through this transition, kind of growing up before our very eyes. Smooth. In that game last year, they only bring back 4 points that were scored. They lost 70 of the 74 from that game.
Well, again, understandable. That's how things look in college basketball nowadays. A team that you saw last season, you may not see again.
3 rims out for Almanor. Offensive rebound, another one for Emmanuel. Good defense by Bender. Let's run the other way. Winston, Josic.
Really good job by FDU getting back in transition. Had a stoppage here.
Yeah, Winston came out of his shoe and
blew a tire?
Yeah, he tried to go through it, and the official recognized it and said, all right.
That's good officiating there to stop that. Now, if I'm FDU, I'm a little upset about that because that's ball pressure and get that steal if you jump on it quickly.
Quick start for FDU, and now Manhattan will battle back, down 6. Traore, step back 3 from straight away off the back of the rim. Excellent hustle on the offensive rebound. As Bender gets it after the Cowan rebound, his shot will roll in.
You know he likes that. The lane opened up for him. He goes straight to the cup.
Morris, strong drive, kick, corner 3. That one rims out. It was Jamison, and the rebound to Josic.
Even on the miss, that's good basketball. Love the dribble drive action. Early shot in the clock.
Winston drive and kick. Bender 3 from the wing is too strong, and there's Emmanuel for another rebound.
Good box out and rebound by Emmanuel.
Well, now he's going to initiate the offense. Around we go. Munden down low. Almanor, strength with that right hand off the side of the rim. Rebound Cowan. Traore going to set the screen for Winston. A drive and kick look. Bender allowed to set the feet. Too strong again. Offensive rebound, Winston. Bender to the basket. Strong looking take.
I told you, Eddie, this is the type of game Bender really loves. He's getting a lot of good looks, and he's taking advantage of it.
Well, when those outside ones don't fall, sometimes you got to go to the cup.
He'll mix it up for you.
Almanor has it taken away by Winston. A nice job by the freshman from South Laurel, Maryland, and then the foul in the backcourt.
Ball pressure. Anytime you can have at least 1 or 2 guys on the ball who can disrupt things is so difficult. Watch he get underneath the offensive player. Excellent job getting leverage, coming up with the steal and a foul.
Manhattan has, these last few possessions, slowly grinded back to a 2-point game. Winston, Josic, 3. That one's too strong as well, but there's Traore. The Jaspers have been very active on the offensive glass.
They're doing a really good job rebounding the basketball on both ends of the floor.
Bender the drive and kick. Winston will try his luck at one and puts it in to give the Jaspers the lead.
And Eddie, that's just good basketball. Dribble drive action. You don't have to run a lot of plays where you can get somebody into the lane. Defense collapses. You have an open 3.
4th 3 of the year for Jaden Winston. 7-0 Manhattan run. Jamison, the ball fake, the high arcer. Almanor will go to the free throw line. Manhattan up 19-18. It's been tough from deep, but Smooth, if you stay active on the glass, you'll get more chances.
No question. Again, great ball movement, dribble drive action, defense collapse. Winston said, I'll take the 3, leave it up there. 3 ball goes down.
Almanor, 73% from the free throw line. His first one ties it up.
And on that last possession, you see where he takes advantage of his size at 6'7". Again, everybody's thinking about shooting the 3 ball, but he gets himself down low, goes to the glass, earns himself 2 free throws.
He'll take a well-deserved seat. Jacob Warren, the 6'10 freshman from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, will check in. And FDU will extend its pressure full with a 1-point lead.
When you have a guy like Winston, it's really difficult to pressure him. He can most times break pressure by himself.
Well, among all those new Jaspers on the roster, pretty good that John Gallagher and crew found their quarterback, right, in Jaden Winston, as Seydou Traore gives the Jaspers back the lead.
And Eddie, I like that move so much. Took his time, understood it was a matchup he could take advantage of, got himself in great position to score it in the lane.
Jamison into the lane, now Moore. Tried to go behind the back, loose ball tipped away. Josic to Winston, return to Josic.
Eddie, I love that play on so many different levels. First, the tip gets to Winston. You think Winston's going to take it himself. He said, listen, I'm going to reward you and give it right back to you. Jokic on the layup. Jasper basketball, beautiful.
The big man, Warren, too strong. And the rebound to Josic and the loose ball foul. Manhattan's
rather than a tie. However, with so many different options they had on that. You had 4 freshmen, 1 sophomore on the floor. How about the trust coach had in his young players making good decisions to close out that ball game?
Well, it's a coach showing confidence and allowing his young team to take a growing step.
And again, that's the end of a game. Tense situation. You have your best player on the floor, Seydou, deciding what he wanted to do, and his teammate comes through for him.
And now Traore with another good delivery. Manhattan breaking that pressure as Bender knocks down the 3. You know, the Jaspers were down 6. They have flipped the script here in the first half.
And it's so important for people to understand, if a guy like Seydou Traore isn't scoring the ball, he can still be so effective because he can pass it, he can put it on the floor, and his decision-making is so good at a young age.
Almanor, 3, rims in and out. Winston tips the rebound over to Cowan. Great answer by Manhattan in this first half. They were down 18-12, and they're now up 26-20.
Right now, they're controlling the tempo of the basketball game. They're getting very good looks, and they're getting so comfortable in the shots that they're taking, even on the miss there by Bender.
Terrence Brown, the rebound. Brown going to turn the corner. Lost it down low. Cowan. Let's run the other way. Bender in transition. Big time rejection. Joe Munden Jr.
Munden Jr. showing his athleticism. Blocked that with 2 hands.
Here is Almanor with 2 hands.
And that's the type of basketball FDU wants to play. Excellent block on one end, gets you a transition opportunity on the other end, and a dunk.
And you just see the athleticism on full display, like you said, on both ends of the floor. Here's Winston. Look away. Cowan can't finish the reverse layup.
And those are the layups you have to make against that pressure.
Brown going to drive baseline. He tried to leave it behind for Blygen, and turned it over.
Winston puts me in the mindset of a former Jasper guard, Keaton Hyman, who I play with. Super fast, able to break pressure, so you know you're going to get a good pass at the end of the pressure.
Tough spot for Winston to inbound in that corner by his bench.
And you can't move.
Traore. Now Bender. Winston, corner, McLean. And Traore skies for the rebound and the whistle. It'll go on Braden Reynolds. He was just boxing out, but Traore hit the deck very hard.
Number 24, Braden Reynolds.
And while they tend to Traore, it'll allow us to see the Knights in all their glory, both ends of the floor.
Again, he goes up. He blocks that with two hands, Eddie O, not one. But again, that's a transition opportunity for FDU. They're coming right back the other end, and it finishes with a dunk. But it all starts with good defense. When you're an athletic team who wants to get up and down, they don't want to play defense for a long period of time. If it can be quickly to get out to the other end, they'll take it.
Inbound, Josic. Manhattan is letting him fly from deep, and so far.
And that's a shot Jokic would like to get back. You know he knocks that down when his feet are set.
Yeah, mixed results from beyond the arc so far, but a team that can shoot it from deep. As can this Knight squad, but Munden shot too strong. Traore's been very active on the glass.
He's been a monster on the glass.
McLean took it from Winston, and then not on the same page. Couple of turnovers both ways. With 5:05 to go in the first, we'll kind of settle things down now in a 4-point game.
Again, I love Coach Gal on that last possession, the exchange between he and Winston. He said, why? Control the tempo. When you're a player, especially Winston, because he's fast, he wants to play fast, but he has to understand the tempo is so important. Jaspers with the straight line drive, defensively, a miscommunication.
That was a nice-looking drive by Braden Reynolds to make it a 2-point game. Traore, a strong drive of his own the other way, and he'll shoot two.
Nice foul, number 11, Sean.
And it's such a slippery slope, Eddie, because you want to play fast. You want to go up and down. That's what you're used to doing in the playground. However, coach is trying to make it clear to you every transition opportunity isn't good for us right now. Maybe later, but right now at the moment, what we have and against this team is not so good to go fast every single time.
Well, and it's the way your team is built.
Yes.
Right? And if you're built like an FDU team, you're older. You're used to doing that all the time. That's one thing. You mentioned the youth of Manhattan already in this first half. And John Gallagher's been very honest with us and said, you know, this team is being built in steps, laying a foundation for future success. By the way, they're 4-4. You know, they're right in the mix of it now. Are you built to go fast? Are you built to defend? And I think that's, you know, like you said, everyone wants to run, but is it part of your DNA?
If you're a young player, you have to understand to win certain games, you have to make adjustments.
Reynolds into the lane, a kick out to Emmanuel, who brings down the high arcing three.
Once again, dribble drive action. Get into the lane, get it out. Three is right there.
1-point game. Each team making respective runs here in the first half. Josic foul. They'll get Almanor for the whistle with 4:16 to go before halftime. Team sharing the ball well early.
And this is good early offense. Get into the lane. You don't have to run a lot of plays when you can get the dribble drive action.
Focus, Josic, 1-on-1.
This will put Josic at the line, the hero from last Friday. Warren has returned for FDU. Josic, the third leading three-point shooter in the MAC, but misses the front end.
Again, you have to give Josic a lot of credit. He was not in that basketball game, checked in, and knocked down the three.
Big-time block at the rim, Seydou Traore.
Meet me upstairs. Seydou was right there.
And now we go the other way. Tried to throw it down and couldn't get it to go.
Took off a little bit too far.
Now let's run back the other way with Sean Moore. Oh, goodness. End-to-end. Traore's trying to end up on SportsCenter with that sequence. Reynolds fouled on the return with 3:48 to go, but different from Manhattan with a really rich and storied history. You know, Manhattan in the MAC and FDU in the Northeast Conference, they are both really tradition-rich programs. The Knights have been in the NCAA tournament a whole bunch. The Jaspers have, the Knights have as well.
Yes.
6 NEC titles, 7 times in the NCAAs. I feel like the MAC is better and the NEC is better when both of these teams are really good.
Totally agree. Again, both of these teams have that New York City, that Northeast feel, and the basketball is big for those areas. However, the one thing that I do see similar in both of these teams, you're recruiting players who may have been under-recruited, play with a chip on their shoulder, and they want to prove to everybody, yes, I have game, and I have no fear against anybody who they think is better than me.
Yeah, it's funny how they're both kind of built similarly in those two different leagues with the kind of player they recruit.
Correct.
28-28, 3:25 remaining in the first. Each team has had a respective 6-point lead in this first half. As Almanor controls with 13 to shoot. He'll give it to Moore. Sets the feet. Too strong. Traore the rebound.
Another rebound for Seydoux, doing an excellent job on the glass.
He's making an impact outside of the scoring column.
And I think that's so important when you're a young player, Eddie, to understand you can impact the game in other ways aside from scoring.
Here is Bender. He'll give the Jaspers back the lead.
But I'm going to tell you, this guy right here, he likes to score, and he's going to put pressure on your defense every time he gets the ball.
Reynolds keeps that dribble alive and has it knocked away by Winston.
Strong move by Reynolds. Would love to see if he played off of 2 feet to put Winston on his back and get that layup or score it.
Still 18 seconds for the Knights to shoot. You got to credit Manhattan defensively. This FDU team can really run with the best of them. They score over 80 a game. Right now, the Jaspers doing a good job defensively. Give and go look. Here is Moore taking it from Almanor. And a whistle trailing the play with 2:25 to go before halftime.
Once again, another big-time rebound by Seydoux. Again, at 6'7", maybe the biggest player on the floor. I believe him and Ansley around 6'7", playing big, understanding if he doesn't score, I can affect the game with my rebounding, with my passing, with my defense.
It's funny to watch those two battle down low because there's so much more to their game than just playing down low. They can both step out and shoot. They can both handle. It's a fun one.
And that's the new game. Again, when I played, a guy at 6'7", 6'8", was a back-to-the-basket post guy, and if he came out, most coaches would be upset. But these guys give you everything.
How about to add on to that? Sean Moore leading the NEC in rebounding at just 6'5". It's really remarkable.
That's remarkable, but it shows how they play. Everybody has to do a little bit of everything to be effective.
Munden, step back. It was Blygen who tried 2 different things at once, and it goes out of bounds. It'll go back to Manhattan.
I think he was looking for that Sports Center moment. If he could have got a good hand on that and dunk it home, or at least throw it at the basket.
2:03 remaining here in the first. Blygen and Munden will take a seat. There's Winston operating against Jamil Morris.
And Eddie, that's so special. You can give it to Winston, and he breaks that pressure that quick.
Bender dribble handoff. Winston going to use the screen, turn the corner. Circle dribble into the corner. He goes. Bender, step back shot was deflected.
A lot of contact on that shot there. Thought he got hit on the arm.
Jamison, look away into the corner. Morris returns it to Jamison. Flip it down low. Almanor and one. They'll have a chance to tie this one up late in the first.
Beautiful pass by Bullitt. Speed on speed. We talked about Winston being effective for the Jaspers. Again, Bullitt does the same thing. Off the bounce. Again, he draws so much attention. Great flash. Straight up mismatch. Has a smaller defender on his back.
Moving without the ball, so important. That first big step from Almanor really set that whole play up.
Again, you talked about them playing so fast, Eddie, but what he does is he can calm things down once you get into the half court. At 6'7", he understands how to use his body and post up.
31-31 now late in the first after the three-point play from Ansley Almanor. Winston, he's been a one-man press break the entire first half.
Now, if I'm FDU, I'm thinking I want to deny Winston if possible.
Oh, and he almost lost it on the way up, and he gets it to fall. Jaden Winston.
Strong move. Again, going to his left, spins back to the right, got the friendly roll here in Draddy.
Inside of a minute to go in the first. Good tempo, good rhythm to this first half. Moore, rip through, pull up two, ties it up.
That's a big time move, Eddie. A lot of guys can do it off of one bounce. Two bounce, pull up, huge.
But 11 seconds the difference between the shot and the game clock. Winston going to operate with Morris on him. Going to use the screen. Going to create the look for McLean, who brings it down the three.
Beautiful action again. Winston creating so much, but the bearded lefty locked and loaded knocks it down.
Final 10 seconds of the first. Good creativity from Winston leading to that McLean shot. Jamison, kick out. Three from Morris, won't count. And that three from McLean embrace that moment and now get ready to make their own.
Huge fan of the culture. I've heard so many good things about the program, and we talked about the relationship with Iona, the relationship with Coach Tobin, and also Stack St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yeah, there's a lot of impact players that have made their way through the pipeline, very much still involved here. Underway in the second half, and we appreciate you for making Smooth, myself, our producer Joe Ruggiero, part of your Friday night. Manhattan, first possession. McLean can't get it to fall. Let's run the other way. Too far in front of Sean Moore. And a quick turnover for the Knights.
Thought that was excellent action for the Jaspers. Again, McLean looks like it got caught on his arm, unable to finish at the rim.
Well, the Friar none too pleased with that. (36-33), 19-20 to go in the second. Bender, he'll step out for three, and off of the top of the basket, so we'll go the other way. Good to see Brother Jasper in attendance. There's John Gallagher. You know he's here.
Yes.
Coaches the team. Always good catching up with both Coach Gallagher and Castleberry during the week.
And it's such a bonus when we get a chance to talk to the coaches. They give you so much excellent insight on their team and the game.
Bender rebounding the Almanor miss. I echo that point, partner. It's always great to get inside the program with the head coaches. Bender, triple, Jasper's lead, 39-33.
Well, again, you have to be so excited if you're Bender coming into this ball game, understanding you have the green light, and right now it's starting to turn neon.
Moore, step back two, too strong. And the rebound to Cowan, throws it up to McLean. Moore, the rejection. Traore out to Winston. His three is good, and the Jaspers out to their largest lead, 42-33.
Leaves up the four-man, knocks down the three ball. And again, this young man right here is starting to grow right before your eyes. You know how quick he is with the basketball, but just think about him knocking down the three ball in addition to the speed. That has to give you tremendous confidence as a freshman leading this team.
Coming out of this halftime break, Manhattan has knocked down 2 threes. They then switch to a 2-3 zone defense, and it gets the stop.
And that's really good defense by Perry there, blocking off that driving lane.
Ball reversal. Cowan's three rims in and out.
Thought he could reward himself with the three ball.
FDU down 9. Emmanuel out to Jamison. Shot clock down to 15. Jamison into the lane. Fadeaway two is good.
Like it a lot. Speed on speed. Deep into the lane for the bullet. Fadeaway, creating some space.
Big shot as Manhattan had scored the first 6 here of the second.
Again, look at the tempo, Eddie O. The pace has slowed down.
Here is Trayor. Munden watches him closely. Shot clock down to 6. Tough step back shot for Bender is good.
Wow. And he goes back down the court shaking his head. I'm starting to feel good about myself. I've seen that look before. He's from Philly.
Had the great game against Marist last time out and continuing that so far tonight. A double-digit Jaspers lead. Can Emmanuel answer? He cannot side rim, and there's Bender again.
Again, opportunity for the Jaspers to run. They walk the ball up the floor.
Bender a game-high 21 points so far. Trayor face up. He'll knock it down, and the Jasper lead is 12.
We talked about scouting reports, speaking with the coaches. Coach told us Seydou shoots a much higher percentage with the standstill jumpers, whereas he's been taking a lot of off-the-bounce shots.
Good ball movement. Almanor breaks the run to make it 47-37.
Excellent cut, and guess who?
Jaspers breaking the pressure. Bender, Cowan, lost it. 2 Knights go into the crowd in Moore and Munden, and here we go.
Both of those guys up at the rim.
Jamison to the rim, and he'll be rewarded with the foul call. 47-37, Manhattan leads. First media.
To see them develop, and right now they're developing right before your eyes.
Doing it pretty quickly, too. You know, it hasn't taken them, I think, the normal amount of games it has to realize how impactful they could be. And pressed into action early on definitely plays a role in that, but they've been good.
It helps when you have playing time.
Emmanuel's shot rims out. There's the rebound to Cowan. Ten-point Jaspers lead. Backdoor cut, McClain. Great action from the Jaspers.
Wow, that is beautiful basketball. You called it great action. Again, you're watching Winston. He's so fast. Backdoor cut if you turn your head.
Blygen inside the free throw line. Out to Emmanuel. Down low, Almanor. Righty jump hook, gets it to fall.
Again, that's the type of baskets FDU has to score when the game slows down. And big fella, again, using his size and length.
14 points for Ansley Almanor. And a turnover. Threw it right to Terrence Brown. Look out.
Excellent job with the pressure defense. Seydou puts himself in a coffin area, again, where you can't use a retreat dribble.
That Knights pressure defense turning to offense. Back to an 8-point game. And good defense by Brown. He'll draw the charge in the backcourt, and FDU with the momentum in the second.
Brown with 2 big-time defensive plays, coming up with the steal and closing with the dunk. That time moving his feet, using his length. This time just great read. He gets the steal. Again, this is easy right here. Let's get a fella. Dunks that with 2 hands. We'll give you a 5. However, but he comes back with a solid defensive effort, moving his feet.
The freshman from Minneapolis, a couple of good possessions. See if FDU can continue its run or if Manhattan has a stop in it. Blygen, kick into the corner, Moore 3 is good. Big Knights run, 49-44.
No question about it. This team is explosive. Everybody can score the basketball, but again, good dribble drive action.
They'll continue that full court pressure. Winston will break the pressure. Now, he was key doing that in the first half.
No question about it. I suggested if I'm FDU, I would try to deny Winston.
Brown a little too aggressive in the backcourt. FDU has done it in transition, and now they're starting to heat up from deep.
And this is easy pickings. Dribble drive offense. You don't have to call any sets. When you have guys who can beat someone off the bounce, get into the lane, make sure someone helps, be ready to shoot the 3 ball. That's a great look.
Winston to initiate 5-point game. Brown being just active, hounding him defensively. Winston going to drive around him, though. Can't finish with the lefty scoop. Let's run the other way. Terrence Brown leading the break. It's good transition defense by the Jaspers, but an open look for Reynolds. Offensive rebound. Blodgett, he'll put it in, and it's a one-possession game.
Getting this unit on the floor, the Jaspers have to make sure they rebound the basketball. Seydou Traore have been doing a great job. He's not on the floor now.
This has been a blink of an eye kind of run for FDU. Zinyi Lee answers, and the big man from the corner.
Lee said like that he can put it on the floor also. He showed you a number of times in the previous game where he can give you a good head fake, get to the basket. Now with this unit on the floor, he has to rebound also.
Another zone possession for Manhattan. They have used this sparingly so far tonight, but it's been effective.
Again, it's showed zone, which goes into a man-to-man. Again, Coach told you he's going to give you a lot of different looks.
Open, three, step back. Jamison can't finish. And there's Lee with more impact.
There you go. Talk to me, big fella. Coming up with a rebound.
52-46. Cowan, Lee, he'll put it on the floor now. And almost threw it into the backcourt. McLean tracks it down, 11 to shoot. Going to use the screen, the big man. Set the screen, now puts it on the floor. Zinyi Lee to the rim.
Eddie, that's special. Again, there's not a lot of big guys at the MAC level who can do that.
Now set the screen, showed the three, and then all the way to the basket. Moore, good move back the other way.
That's Moore being Moore. That's a really solid move. Strong to the cup.
12 minutes remaining. It's a 6-point game. Winston going to use the screen from Lee. Cowan on the baseline, threw it away. Here comes Jamison. Devontae Jamison hitting another gear into the open floor, and one.
That's why they call him the Bullet. Went into another gear. Love the finish, goes up.
Smooth, did you notice on that play, maybe 2 steps before he went into his shot, he was looking at the defender. He knew that if he went into the body there, he'd have a chance. I think in a play like this, you only get that from a player who's played a lot of college basketball.
No question about it, and he understood if he can neutralize the big guy going right at him, he'll be able to get that high off the glass and one, and he finished it.
Yeah, he was waiting. You're either going to commit to him and he's going to drop it off, or he's going to finish, and the three-point play makes it a 3-point game. Screen and roll, look, Lee will show the ball fake. He'll go to the basket. He'll put it in and one. Zinyi Lee taking over in the second half.
And Eddie, he's done that 2 times already. Defender's really off balance because he's aware that he can make that three, go strong to the cup, uses his body off the glass with the right hand.
Once he realizes how unique his own skill set is, that's going to be problematic for other teams around the MAC. You know, he's doing it in spurts and pockets now, but he's got a pretty complete offensive game.
And it starts because he knocks down that 3 ball. And you have to honor it. You go at him, he's able to put it on the floor and get past you.
Jamison, so explosive. Good contest by Lee.
Love that he used his size that time also.
Winston keeps that dribble alive and puts it in, 58-51.
That's a big-time move by Winston. Previously, he had circled around the entire baseline. That time he stopped, neutralized the big guy underneath the rim so he couldn't block it.
Back and forth, each team making a run. Moore right at Lee. And it goes out of bounds off of the FDU senior.
Let's take a look at this, Eddie. Again, Winston had been using the entire baseline all evening. This time he goes strong to the cup. You think he's going to go all the way around? No, I'm stopping right there. But he keeps the big fella underneath the rim where he can't block it.
I mean, that was a strong right-hand dribble. I don't even think the left hand touched the ball from midcourt till the finish. McLean, he'll finish in transition, and Manhattan answering the FDU run with one of their own.
Riggs using his left. Again, you know he can shoot the basketball that time all the way to the cup.
60-51. Now FDU needing a spark, and it's Almanor from the free throw line.
Excellent decision. Once again, the calming force.
Moore, what a play to save it inbounds. And then he gets it back. Sean Moore will go to the line. Good energy from Sean Moore with the Knights down 7.
And the Knights are going to keep on going. I'm going to have to retract what I said at halftime, thinking that first 5 minutes would dictate. This team is relentless. They're coming at you, and they're going to keep fighting.
You saw on the FDU bench, by the way, on that previous shot, one of the players who you probably recognized from last March in 6'4" junior Cameron Tweedy. He played such an important role in those games. Well, suffered an injury in the preseason, so he's out for the whole year. And there he is there. You could see with that long sleeve FDU and the leg brace. So he's not playing at all this season. Each team going through their own injury adversity, with Manhattan now missing Brett Rumpel for the rest of the year. Ruzon not playing tonight, but will come back to the team in about a week's time. Just because it's December, though, doesn't mean really no one's immune from that kind of adversity.
That's part of the game. You'll wish all those guys well. Be strong in their recovery and take their time.
Manhattan might have caught a break there as McLean rolled with the ball. And now we're into the front court after the missed 3.
Definitely fortunate on that situation there. Almost turned it over. Let's see if they can slow the pace down.
Now Lee feeling it. That one off the front of the rim. 5-point Manhattan lead. Jamison keeping that dribble alive. Here is Moore exploding to the rim. Sean Moore can't finish.
You can't teach size. Lee once again inside.
Josic, 3, rims in and out. Now Jamison.
If you're a Jasper fan, you're not huge on this pace.
And Jamison kept that dribble alive. Winston a touch too aggressive. Will get whistled for the foul.
Number 2, Jaden Winston.
Now, Eddie being a former point guard, guys like Winston and Jamison would give me nightmares, man. Smaller, quick guards, they're all over the place, and they don't stop.
Inbound, Almanor, 3, good, 60-58.
I love this guy right here. Talked about him being so efficient, the calming force. Again, he can be inside, steps outside that time, knocks down the 3 ball.
And McLean is whistled for a 5 count with 8:53 to go in the second. And you mentioned your time as a point guard, but I'm looking around the court right now. You'd be playing the 4 in this game.
You know what? I would not be playing the 4 because I don't rebound. And number 2, I handle a little bit better, and I should be running the 1. So I'm with you on that. But in this game today, I would probably fit in because I shot the 3 ball. But these small guards, I'm basically saying they can cause so much problems, and the pressure is relentless, as you saw another turnover right there.
We've done, I don't know, tons of games in our career, over 10 years worth. I've never asked you this, and I know there's a great game going on. Who did you look up to when you were growing up as a ball player?
I was a huge Magic Johnson fan.
I was going to guess that, but I didn't
like the big guard.
Yeah. Ahead of your time.
Nah. Ooh.
It is good, and who else? Ansley Almanor gives the Knights a 61-60 lead.
Big time shot by Ansley. Again, that's the guy I talked about.
FDU has come to life in the second half. Jameel Morris fired up.
So important for the Jaspers right now just to calm down. Love the energy from the FDU bench, getting excited. However, the Jaspers are at home. The pressure is starting to work on them.
The defense turning to offense. Inbound, Munden, tough fadeaway 2 is good.
Wow.
Joe Munden Jr.
That's a big-time horse shot there.
Huge FDU run to take a 3-point lead. They continue the pressure.
They're just flying around the court, Eddie. The pace is so quick.
Winston almost lost it, and a whistle. He was bowled over on that far side of the
Teal, cha-ching. But again, this is a horse shot right there, Eddie. Give my H on that one. Big time. Talked about explosiveness. Right now you're seeing it from FDU.
They're on a 12-0 run to take a 63-60 lead. See what answer Manhattan has. Each team, this game has been defined by their ability to punch and counter-punch after big runs. Traore has it blocked. Almanor bothered him defensively. And FDU forced turnovers in the backcourt. Now they grind it out for 30 seconds.
Solid defense. Again, Ansley taking over for a stretch here, using his length, blocks that shot. Let's see if the Jaspers can get a stop. They need an easy one.
It's been Almanor, 22 points to lead all scorers. Jamison draws the double team. Shot clock down to 15. He'll kick it into the corner. Munden's three. And the rebound to Traore. 12 rebounds now for Seydou Traore. Cowan too strong. Another board for Traore. Josic from the wing.
Jasper's got two good looks there, Eddie.
Jamison left-hand dribble alive. Out to Moore. Corner triple. And Traore with another board all over the glass.
Seydou killing the glass right now.
Open look for Cowan in the corner, and we're tied.
Again, most people won't realize it. That was all because of Seydou running the floor. The defense gets sucked in. Winston and Seydou go into the lane. Good look. Perry knocks down the three ball.
Munden gets back to that right hand. Can't get it to fall. Blocked down low. Traore got him twice. 2 times for Almanor. We go with Bender. Traore on the glass, protecting the rim and doing little things in the second half.
Little things that come up big.
Bender. Whistle. It'll be on Morris with 6:05 to go in the second. Good sequence for Traore defensively the previous time down.
And it's not always about scoring, Eddie. Using his length, 6'7", on 6'7", he goes back up, great bounce. But if we extended that play, he ran the middle of the floor. Everyone honored him. Winston has the ball. Perry Cowens knocks down the three in the corner because of that traffic that goes right into the lane.
Bender one-on-one with Terrence Brown into the paint. Tough shot. And Moore will track it down with 5:45 remaining. Pitch back, Emmanuel. He'll go to the basket. He'll try to throw it down and will go to the line.
And that's the early offense you want from FDU. Moore pushes the defense, great trail, and you go in there and try to punch it home.
We've seen this a few times. Both of these teams trying to get poster highlight dunks.
And you love Traore protecting your rim. Nothing easy.
He'll make Joel Emmanuel earn it from the line, where this year he is a 58% free throw shooter.
And you love the energy that he brings. Again, early on he started off really quickly, hadn't played a lot, gets back into the ball game and goes right at the rim.
Oh, Munden, no one blocks him out, and he puts it in to make it 66-63.
Excellent job just tracking the basketball. If I didn't know any better, Eddie, that may have been a set play to get that rebound.
Sure looked pretty rehearsed. Manhattan breaks the pressure. Good deflection by Moore, but it goes right to McLean, who gets inside and draws the foul. You think it's a set play? Let's take
a look
another
if there was any screening action below there, Eddie, to get this. Eddie, that looks like that was a set play. Moore goes over, sets the screen. Monday Jr. comes back over. Hey, I like it. I've seen that a time or two.
Traore, they clear the side of the floor out for him. One-on-one with Emmanuel. Kicks it over to Winston. He'll return it into the corner. Perry Cowens three. Brown, Munden, jump stop in the lane. Oh, tough shot, Joe Munden Jr.
Puts good English on that shot with the closeout.
Bender gets his man in the air, the drive and kick. McLean steps into a straightaway three, and it's good to make it 68-66.
Drip assistant Coach Gow once, and he's one of those guys who will let the other young players know what's going on, especially during situations like this. Big-time three knocked down there.
Averaged over 14 a game last year at Hartford, so has big-time scoring potential. 2-point lead for FDU. Brown will kick it back out. Jameel Morris. Morris lost it on the way to the basket. Loose ball. Winston comes away with it. Here is Jaden Winston in the open floor to the basket, and he'll go to the line as both he and Munden hit the deck.
Once again, that speed from Winston, but it all starts with Seydou Traore goes to the floor. These are the small things, Eddie. People will say, listen, he's not scoring as much as we think he should. This guy's doing what you need him to do. Look, he goes to the floor first. First to the floor, gets Winston the basketball. You get an opportunity for 2 free throws.
Jaden Winston comes into play tonight, shooting 68% from the free throw line. Another one coming. 10 points, 8 assists tonight for Winston.
Again, when you have young guys playing so many significant minutes, you forget they're freshmen. And when you have freshmen, they have up and down days because they're just learning. This is their first rodeo.
1 for 2 to make it a 1-point game.
Huge difference between freshman year smooth and senior year smooth.
4:10 remaining. Here is Emmanuel. Crowded on that end of the floor. They'll now give way to Munden. Moore, Cowan on him. Down low, Emmanuel. Shot clock inside of 10. Bender pokes it away momentarily. Emmanuel shot off the back of the rim, and Cowan tracks down the board.
Good defense by Bender in that post. Oftentimes when you see guards in the post, they give up. Stayed active.
Where does Manhattan go here? Down 1. McLean, Bender. It was his show early. Now Traore. They'll take the shot clock down, and Traore and McLean not on the same page. Oh, but Manhattan will keep up to decide who's going to wear green and who's going to wear white. And then it's MAC play after that. January 5th, a home matchup with Greg Paulus's Niagara Purple Eagles. Traore, almost the highlight reel left-handed dunk, but we run the other way. Jamison, pitch back, Almanor triple. Too strong, bodies flying everywhere, rebound Winston.
Jaspers have numbers here.
Traore, Bender, Munden was late joining the crowd. Bender, kick, Winston, the corner triple. Tipped out to Bender. Credit Traore for more activity on the glass.
Once again, this guy's all over the glass.
And Josic dribbles into a crowd on the alternate possession. FDU will get it back.
Again, great job. Shot clock low. You go right to Traore. Now, Eddie, again, I don't get as high as that. Maybe if he finesses that just a little bit more, but it almost goes down. That's nitpicking there.
Well, in a 1-point game, every little shot is going to be nitpicked.
Yes, indeed.
2:45 remaining. They've come down to crunch time quickly. Corner, triple. Almanor will shoot 3 free throws. The whistle will go on McLean, and it'll send the FDU junior to the free throw line.
Late closeout. Great job selling it.
22 points tonight for Almanor to go along with 8 rebounds. He's made all 3 of his free throws and does shoot 73% on the season. 3 big ones here with 2:39 remaining.
Again, this young man is so efficient. Doesn't take a whole lot of shots. Takes good shots, and he makes them.
It's kind of got old school game.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And he makes winning plays.
I feel like in the age of analytics and all the information we have, that still is like a deciding factor. Do you make winning plays that maybe don't show up in a box score?
And this guy does, and he hasn't done anything with 3 or more dribbles.
He goes 2 for 3 from the line, and it's a 1-possession game. 2:35 remaining. FDU 70, Manhattan 67. McLean, Traore, Josic. They chase him off the line. Kick out McLean. He'll get to the basket with that left hand and will earn a trip to the free throw line.
Strong move. You love it when shooters understand people are running at them. Put it on the floor. Get to the rim.
McLean will shoot his first free throws tonight. Has 12 points. And that's his first free throw miss of the season. Now 3 out of 4.
Oftentimes when you're a three-point shooter, getting to the line, making that adjustment, you're either going to go hard or short on that first shot.
Goes 1 for 2, so it stays one possession, 70-68. Offense, defense sub here. Josic will take a seat. Comes down to the nitty-gritty here, down the stretch. Who can execute with 2:10 remaining? Almanor, open look for 3, off the back of the rim. Rebound tip to Winston. 2-point game, inside of 2 minutes remaining. Winston, Traore. Gonna dribble, hand off to Bender with 12 to shoot. Shaquille Bender has to flip it over to Winston inside of 10. Winston lost it on the way up. Loose ball. Who did it go out of bounds off of? And they say FDU the last to touch. Jack Castleberry off the bench asking for a review. And with 1:39 to go and 4 on the shot clock, our crew, where do they go here? Tough spot for Briggs McLean to inbound. You see where he is in the corner of the baseline. He'll get it in. Cowan. He hoists one up. He did get it on the rim. McLean offensive rebound, and he'll shoot 2.
Quick shot. Love McLean going straight to the glass. He doesn't get blocked out. Has an opportunity to shoot free throws. Watch him go straight to the glass. Doesn't get blocked out. Clean. Able to go up. Sells it at the line. Shooting 2. Just was at the line, so he should have a nice flow.
Good call by you. He gets that first one to fall. And Briggs McLean can't get the second one. Tipped rebound, Munden, and it's a 1-point game with 90 seconds left.
Jaspers was solid on their last defensive possession. Can they come up with another stop?
Almanor, game high 24, gives way to Jamison. Here is Devontae Jamison, left-hand dribble, puts it in, 72-69.
Getting so fast.
Manhattan quickly back the other way. Bender's triple, front of the rim. Rebound Jamison, 1:05 to go, and the Knights lead by 3.
That shot was right on the money, just a little short.
Oh, Jamison has played such a key role for FDU, scoring that most recent bucket and controlling here with 11 to shoot. Gonna go behind the back with it. Jamison keeps that dribble alive. Can't get it to fall. Bender the rebound. Here comes Winston in a 3-point game. Jaden Winston, now Traore. He'll step into a 3. Back of the rim. Rebound, Emmanuel. And a foul with 28.8 seconds left.
Great look. Again, transition opportunity, early offense. Seydoux can knock down that 3 ball just a little hard.
.28 and 8/10 seconds remaining. You said right on line.
Right on line, hard. And that's a shot he would love to have back.
It'll be a 1-and-1 for Joel Emmanuel. It was Manhattan's 9th team foul.
Be aware of the play that I believe was run by FDU to come up with the rebound.
Emmanuel 58% from the line. High arcer falls. Big shot makes it a 2-possession game.
Looks like they were doing something very similar again, Eddie O. What happens is Moore goes into the lane, and I believe Munden Jr. uses that as a screen to set himself free on the left side for a rebounding opportunity.
FDU goes offense-defense substitution. They bring Braden Reynolds in for Jamison. High arcer falls for Emmanuel, 74-69.
Number 24, Sidney Lee.
Plenty of time. The Jaspers don't have to shoot a three.
Manhattan brings Inyi Lee in. Had big moments in the middle of the second half. 27 seconds left. 5-point game. Winston has to go with 22. Goes to the basket and puts it in. Inbound Munden. They're going to give the foul, and they do with 16.7 seconds left after the quick two from Jaden Winston.
And you want to make this game as long as possible. That's the reason I say you did not have to shoot the three. Put pressure on FDU. They have to make free throws to close this ball game out.
It'll send Munden to the line, not 1-1 like the previous time. Now 2 shots for Joe Munden, who shoots 69% from the free throw line. His first free throws tonight for the senior from Harlem.
And of course, you know he wants to play well here at Draddy Gymnasium.
.7 left. The Jaspers with 1 timeout. Munden made them both.
Big free throws there.
It'll be FDU
Basketball.
You have 5 3-point shooters in the game for Manhattan who have made 11 triples in this game. Winston gets it back from Cowan. 14 seconds left. Winston over to Bender. He'll fire one up off the front of the rim. Cowan offensive rebound. Put back is missed. Josic is fouled with 5.7 seconds left.
Not a bad possession. Like I said, once you go to the glass for the rebound, there's a strong possibility you're going to get fouled. You have 2 free throws. Now, are you playing the make one, miss one game? I think you try to make both of them and make the game long again.
It's right on that border, right? With 5.7 seconds, it's not enough time to go for the quick twos all the time. It's not too little time where you have to be too desperate, but getting close. Down 5.
Now, if my lip reading skills are accurate, Coach Gow made it clear, make both.
Having a conversation with FDU head coach Jack Castleberry. They won't allow the most recent sub to get in. So Emmanuel will stay out. They'll keep Jameel Morris in. So, like Smooth said, it looks like Josic's instructions to shoot him up, make both. And he misses the front end. Winston fires a 3 off the back of the rim. Rebound Moore, and FDU will go into